Hello, I'm Andrew. In this video, we are going to be talking all about your options for the Canon Pro 100 as far as ink is concerned. And there are a lot of options, a lot of different ways you can go. I've tried pretty much all of them that I know of, and so hopefully I can pass on some information to you that will help you make the best decision. Now, I have I'll just kind of go through each one, and as we go, there are links in the description to everything that I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get started with your basic OEM inks. Your OEM inks are like this here. You can buy the 8 ink cartridges all in one pack, and that is actually going to be your best value if here's something that you can do. You know, you can buy it on Amazon, but if you set it up as a subscribe and save, you get an additional percentage off. And I will also tell you about in just a bit about how you can actually make money on your empty cartridges. There's 2 ways that you can do that as well, and that'll save you some money. So the best option for a lot of printers, if you are printing something that you want to last, so you're printing on archival media and you are charging a high dollar amount for your product, I would say that it's the best way to go is to go an OEM ink, the genuine inks, and to buy them from a store that you like or that you trust to provide fresh ink. So that is the way to go for that. But there's other things that you might be printing where you don't want, you can't afford it. It is outrageously priced, honestly. But there's a reason behind their pricing point. I mean, if they didn't charge that much, they wouldn't have the money to develop new technologies, I think. But this is another option here. This is the third-party ink, non-refillable cartridges that I've literally purchased possibly thousands over the years of cartridges from this. And I use this, and you want to use this for temporary, very cheap things. So if you are printing real estate brochures, for example, for a home, and it only needs to last a few months, then that's the way to go, is this stuff here. The color accuracy is actually quite good, I'll be honest, but the longevity of the ink is not. I've never had any problems whatsoever with using that ink for never had problems with it clogging or any kind of thing like that. But the color accuracy is good, but the longevity is not. Now, when I'm selling art or prints, I will offer a 1-year guarantee. So I will replace it within a year, just because there are all kinds of other variables involved with fading that is not necessarily the ink. But I've had prints that have faded within 2 months using this ink. And with other ink on the same media, with genuine ink or the refillable ink that I'm going to get to now, and it's lasted years. So I just want to point that out to you because there is a massive difference. So over here, I have a bunch of my different inks that I've used and tried over the years. These here are the third-party cartridges, and I have so many of these, and I'll tell you that what I've been able to do is, and this is how you make money on an empty, if you don't want to refill, you can take these and you can take empty genuine Canon cartridges to Office Depot and Office Max, and they have a recycling program, and they'll give you $2 of store credit for every cartridge, limit 10 per month. And sometimes they give you $4 per cartridge. But there's another way that you can do it. If you have the genuine Canon ink, you can sell these on eBay because there's a lot of people looking for these to repurpose as refillable cartridges. So it gives it another life. So those are 2 options that you have. Now, if you go the Office Max route, you have to buy something. I think it's a $10 minimum purchase. But then you get rebates. Like I'll buy batteries with the that essentially the batteries turn out to be free, and then I get a $20 credit. So it's kind of a funny way to do it, but I go to Office Max for other things. I'm not just totally fleecing them. That's their program. That's how they have it set up. But let's get back to talking now about refillable cartridges. Here is a genuine refillable cartridge. This is I drilled and filled this out. I've got a video on that. And then this is the third-party ink cartridge that comes with the hole already and a resettable chip, but there is a massive difference between the two. The third-party sponge right there is not made out of the same material as the OEM tank or cartridge. This sponge actually does not absorb the ink, and so you will always get continuous flow out of the cartridge into the nozzle. And so what will happen is you will have a reserve tank here full of ink, and this will be dry, so no ink is flowing, and you will starve your print head. And I've done that. I've had that happen. It's not fun. You can fix it. I have a video on that, but that's not really the way you want to go. If you still want to go the route, these are the actual ones that I purchased, and I purchased several. I have like 8 sets. Oh no, 4 sets. 4 sets of those. And what I'm doing now is I'm slowly replacing them, and I have a system in place where I will switch these out all at the same time. So like I said, photo magenta is always the first one to go. And so once I take out the photo magenta, I take them all out and I inspect, is this sponge saturated or is this sponge, oh, I'm getting an alert. I need to turn off my garage door just closed. So basically what you're dealing with there is a cartridge that is going to fail you. So don't even waste your time with that. If you're going to go the refill route, go with the OEM cartridges. Now let's talk about what ink do you use. Now I am not being compensated by Precision Colors, but they are the company that I use. They sell kits. These refill kits are great. I buy the 16-ounce bottles of ink, and I have 2 sets at a time. So once one is empty, I open the other and immediately reorder, so I never run out of ink. And they provide amazing color accuracy, and they provide they are very close to OEM. They are made in the USA, which is good. And I've watched hours of videos from somebody I'm going to tell you about now, and the creator of Precision Colors ink. And so their process, it's worth watching the video. I'll put a link to, there's a guy, Jose Rodriguez. He has a lot of videos on the topic of Canon Pro 100 inks and printing in general that are worth watching. He also has a Facebook page that you should check out if you are at all in printing or getting started, because it's a great community of people who help each other out and answer questions. So if you are going to go the third-party refill, I'm going to show you a few of the things that I've learned. Now, if you pay attention here, we have this cart clip. If you buy this set from Precision Colors, they'll give you some of these clips, and they'll give you a chip resetter, versus just using these, reusing your clips that come with the cartridges. And then you have to have a rubber band, but it doesn't balance. So it's just a lot better. I'll put a link here because you can buy extras. And I just ordered another set of 34 or 35 so that I always have spare clips as I swap them out. But that is the way to go for that. Now, another thing, when you are refilling, you can use these syringes here, And I used to rinse these out every time, and now I just put these color coordinated plugs on the syringes. You don't have to rinse them out and just reuse them. That's the best option that I have found. Now you may be asking, what about CISS systems? Continuous ink systems. And 5 years ago or so, Jose Rodriguez uploaded a video talking about how the Canon Pro 100 is not a good candidate for the CISS system. And so I thought, well, it's been quite a while. Maybe I'll see if there's been an improvement in the technology. And so I bought this one here. This is the continuous ink set for the Pro 100, and it did not work. There was all kinds of problems with it. Some of the problems were that it the ink lines weren't long enough at all, so that you wouldn't be able to get the full pan. So I didn't even get very far in the install before I could see that there were all kinds of problems. The other thing was you had to install these special gaskets around the contact point of the cartridge to the nozzle, and there was a step involved where you had to take the cart out and put it back in. It just wasn't there. Like if you've seen my other videos with the Canon with the Epson 1430s, the CISS systems work great. So if you're looking for a CISS system instead of refilling individual cartridges, you might want to go with an Epson. You know, I'm not married to Canon, but it really is, the Canon Pro 100 is miles beyond the Epson series, because the Epson's the equivalent kept clogging all the time. And the print speed, I had 5 or 6 Epson 1430s, and they're replaced with 2 Canon Pro 100s. They just don't clog, aside from ink starvation. But if that's the problem that you end up with, you know, the reason is you're using a bad ink or you're using a bad third-party cartridge. So let's see, we've talked about OEM inks, third-party inks, refilling inks, third-party refill cartridges, CISS, fading. So fading, I think I addressed it. The media that you use, if you have optical brighteners on your media, or if you're using archival, if you're using good ink or if you're using bad ink, and also the environment where your print is being displayed. If it's high humidity, if it's high pollution area, if it's in sun versus shade, if it's behind glass, if it's it has no glass. There's all kinds of variables that contribute to fading. And so that's why I offer a 1 year to my customers. Now, you may have other questions. Feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I will try to get to them. And if you want more videos like this, click subscribe. But I do enjoy printing. I do enjoy making videos. So it's not gonna, you know, you're not doing me a disservice by asking questions. But if you like this, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching and have a good day.